Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today we are back at Lijo City because I forgot to show you guys something. In the initial update video I completely forgot to show you guys the new police station over here. And what can I say? I completely went by the official patch notes. I condensed them down to only have the most important parts, and they didn't mention this building either, so I also kinda completely forgot. Anyways, here we are. Let's have a quick look around and check this all out. Overall, the building's interior is nicely decorated, really detailed and everything, but there isn't really much of a reason to go in here. It's all for show at the end. But yeah, we have a main desk. We have a few office desks for any officer to file their reports and that kind of stuff. Cells in the back here. I hope I never get thrown in here because these things are really basic. Don't even have toilets. Not that I really would like to go on to the toilet while everybody else is in the same room. Not a lot of privacy. Interrogation room over here. Just a meeting room for team sessions and that kind of thing. Toilets are now quote unquote working. The thing is the doors were bugged with the initial release, so the glass didn't connect to the frame of the door itself and would just be stuck in place, not allowing you to enter. But now, if you need to, you can relieve yourself over here. I hope that never becomes a requirement in this game, like survival mechanics or something. There's also an upper floor with some filing cabinets in the back here, another meeting room, and then also the office of the chief. And yeah, what can I say? It's all looking pretty nice, really nicely decorated. But as I mentioned before, there isn't much of a reason to really go in here. But I also quite like that they didn't just make the windows opaque and didn't add an interior at all. This is all very nice details. And yeah, another exit at the back over here if they want to throw something into the dumpster. And yeah, besides that, just a few parking lots, that kind of deal, a spawner for police vehicles, and yeah, that's pretty much it. However, when it comes to the police vehicles, there's something that I noticed, and it has to do with the police gun throw. This thing has been a pretty messy model for a long time, and while I wouldn't necessarily call it fixed right now, it's definitely been improved, so let's take a quick look. I think I need to drive this out of here and just throw it on its side to hopefully get a closer look at some stuff. Yeah, like the chain over here. I mean, initially we already had the suspension just going through the top and being more like a back scratcher for the driver. So those are now pointing down, but there are still a few minor issues with like the chain not fully connecting to the wheel. And also, I'm not entirely sure about the swing arm for the entire rear suspension, but at least it's overall pointing in the right direction. So this is a good step forward, but I think I may have to make another bug report about this not being fully fixed. Definitely looking a lot better than before, and I mean, you have to put it on the side and really look closely to find the errors, but yeah. For the longest time it was a lot more obvious, and I'm really happy that they did something about it. So yeah, another thing that happened with the T2 update, so this is another minor update on the testing branch. The Nuke finally has gotten a few spoiler options. Really happy about it because I've been hoping for these things to come for quite a while. There has been some things in the work for a racing event including this car, and I've been asking people to hold off on that. Hopefully until we get the spoilers. It would have likely happened anyways at the end of November, spoiler or not. But I'm glad that we now get this stuff, and yeah, can plan accordingly. So for the spoilers, there are actually 6 different options, although it's more like 3 different models and then 2 materials for each. So we start with a low lip and also a carbon option or plastic, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the base color looks a bit like carbon, but it's not having any pattern on it. Then a larger one, this is actually the one that I got on here because it's giving the most downforce. Again, carbon option. And then a little spoiler over here with another carbon option. This thing looks tiny, but I guess it's befitting for the car. And I'm really happy that we got these at all. These are really going to help out. Also nice to have a few options. So we can lower the drag by quite a bit and also get a tiny bit of downforce. Or get a slight drag improvement for a bit more. Or, yeah, get a bit more drag but also a lot of downforce. So this is the one that I'm going to be sticking with. When it comes to the event, I might be using this car, I might be using a different one. I'm not entirely happy with how the car is handling overall, but honestly I haven't touched it in a while and I may need to adjust my suspension stuff and all of that. And also have to check it out how it's gonna work with the spoiler overall. It's just, this is gonna be handling better now, and maybe I just need to do a bit more fine-tuning. Speaking of fine-tuning, we've also, and let me just check that there. Oh yeah, that's the other front spoiler that has been in here for a while. There are a few more final drive ratio options, which is nice. So I've been complaining about not having enough options between 1 and 4. And those have been added now. The thing is, they are at the bottom of the list. And also not in order. I may have to put on another bug report or something about it because those definitely need to be in their proper position in the list. Otherwise it's going to be really tough figuring out which one to use. But yeah, glad that we have a few more options now because they have been severely lacking. I mean, especially at the very top. You go from 1 to 2.73. That's a massive step. And there are now finally a few more options in between. So yeah, glad that we have those to play with now. Anything else here? I think we need to talk about the Zero next. Because this thing has also gotten a few highly requested features. And it has to do with the rear. If you bought the Zero before this update, it will look like this for you because there are now a few optional parts and by default you are now getting none of them. So if we go to aerodynamic, we have now a few options for rear bumper. This is the original one, which we can re-equip for 400. But we can also go with another option for just the indicators. Or we can keep it blank and just have a very reduced rear option. There have been talks about doing the same for the mirrors or indicators here, so yeah. Those might be coming at another point as well, but I'm really happy that we have a few options for this stuff now. Because yeah, this has not been everybody's cup of tea. This is apparently for a license plate, which we cannot have anyways. But yeah, so much about the Nuke. I think the engine sound is still the same. But there have been a few other changes to other engines. Like the V8 used to have a lot of very obnoxious popping. I think that has been temporarily removed. Should be coming back at some point, but yeah, the dev is trying to improve the sounds in the meantime. And yeah, those things they have just not been sounding nicely. Anyways, we have a few jobs here to do, so let's get into that stuff. So we need to supply the the concrete factory with sand. And I think I'm gonna do this in a two-pronged approach. Since I have a lot of vehicles, I'm gonna spawn in one of my trucks over here, and this is gonna be used by the AI for a while. So I just wanted to bring over some sand to the concrete factory, and we are going to quickly make a route here. I remember just dealing with a condition, but that seems to be going down real quickly now. Anyways, let's make another route, and yeah, let's make this the sand to concrete or something. To concrete. And I think we are just gonna take sand from here. Bring it over to this place, I think, yeah, to the sand dump. And just in case this thing doesn't regenerate the sand quick enough, I'm also gonna go to downtown and do the same over here. Just to add some variety. Another one over here, and getting this back in, and that should be good. So we can now also add another truck to the route, and let's see, that's the dumpy. And I can also assign the route, center concrete. I don't need any notification for that. And now it should be good to go. Let's see if we can actually make it out of the parking lot. That's almost crashed, but apart from that, good effort. And I'm also gonna do a delivery myself, so we are going to be using my semi-tractor and trailer combination. Just like that. A bit wobbly, but it's gonna work hopefully. Oh yeah, and I also am going to re-employ some of my truck drivers again. So from what I've seen, they fixed the whole thing about stuff not being there at the start of a session. Oh, I can also bring the stuff over to my building site, but I don't really want to do that right now. Yeah, let's just get this in place. So yeah, I think I want to buy some troncos for the other delivery stuff. Just to see if it works better with some of the rigid trucks instead of a semi. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be alright in terms of my overall capacity then, but we'll see about that. There have been a few reasons why I've been using the Lobo van for this kind of stuff. Kind of want to just get the whole capacity thing out of the equation if I can. But with how things are right now, it may not be necessary to have such a large truck for this kind of delivery. I'm not really gonna be getting into detail about all the stuff that happened to this in the past. I don't know why the guy just went into oncoming traffic there. But let's just say that the current version of the food supply and also the town bonus and everything, this is not the first draft. We've been doing stuff in private testing. So we're gonna bring this stuff over, even if my routing is disapproving of my methods here. But I think I don't wanna go around the ring road. I'm gonna be using the highway and then going left at Pyosan. But for the most part, the AI is gonna take care of it, and it's gonna be full sooner than later. So not really something that I need to bother with too much. Yeah, it's even sending me back the other direction because it kinda doesn't want me to go this way. Let's quickly check something. I mean, I could be using this road, then going down here and then coming around, or I can go down here and... Yeah, let's just stick to the main highway. Oh god. And yeah, thankfully we are not loaded with that heavy stuff, so we can at least make it up the hill here. If this was limestone for some reason, this would be a much slower ascent. But yeah, I think the AI is gonna take a different route for this entire thing. If I have enough time at the end of the episode, I'm gonna be buying the troncos and everything. I mean, I still have a matey, and I'm really I only need one tronco for the time being. Everything else can be done with other vehicles, that should be alright. But I really like to have separate vehicles for the AI stuff, so that in case I need my tronco or my matey or something, I still can use those and don't have to rent one out or something. I don't know. I got the money, I might as well use it. I don't know if that guy shouldn't have waited for me, but hey, at least the AI is now a bit quicker around the corners. So you're not waiting ages for them to make a turn. I would also really like to see one of these shorter trailers as a drive-in, or I like the open ones, the flatbeds. I think a drive-in trailer in this configuration would be looking really cute. I mean, other than that, we also have the single container trailer. These are basically similar size. Oh, God. Yeah, I may have taken the corner a bit too quick. But hey, at least the trailer doesn't just slide out anymore. This has been a real good improvement, just having the trailers getting proper grip and now everything. It feels like back before this update, the weight that was on the trailer and everything, it basically only helped it slide out, but it didn't get any additional grip from it. Almost as if the weight was only applying lateral and not just straight down onto the wheels. But yeah, glad that this stuff got finally addressed. There we go. First send delivery. And I think something else has been addressed, and I may actually have to risk my entire delivery here to test it out, but well, we are gonna get more stuff from my AI delivery driver anyways, so should be okay. Because if we now get out of the vehicle, it used to be the case that dumping the sand through over here would actually not make it go into the factory and mess things up, but we are now going to see if we can get money from here. Yep. So this has been dealt with, including, oh no, wait, that's been a problem with the with rented out vehicles, but I think that has also been addressed that for some reason, if you were renting out a vehicle, you would not get any money from it. Because the ownership share would basically be the entire reward. So that wasn't great. Oh, there's actually my other truck coming in here, so that's nice timing. So let's do this the correct way now and despawn the trailer first. Let's see, the factory should be working now. Ah yeah, it's getting there, but a weird sand bug is still present. I mean, we don't really have a limit on how much sand we can put into this thing, so it should be alright. It's weird, but not really that detrimental. So yeah, I think once we go down to 10 cent again, we will stop producing. Just gonna wait for that real quick. And yeah, it stopped again. Doesn't matter too much. So yeah, the other thing I want to do today is re-employ some of my truck drivers, because without the food bonus, the overall pay increase is looking a bit sad after all, and I don't like it that much. So we should be doing something about it. I might also try doing a bit more bus driving to see how the pay changes affect stuff. Not entirely sure if I want to make this another episode or if I'm just gonna do it off screen. But for that I would definitely like to have a few support trucks to deal with the food chain. I could also do a food chain run myself. I mean, it's kind of a big deal for this update. But in the end, it's just me grabbing a truck and trailer, most likely, going around different places and picking stuff up, bringing it to a supermarket, and that's basically it. Although, you know what, I think we should do that for the sake of it. After all, I'm only letting my AI drivers take care of the most basic goods, and the ones that are actually later parts of the supply chain, I usually tend to take care of myself. So yeah, I think the Tronco actually has a bit more space than the Matey, so I'm gonna go with that. Should be the largest truck for this kind of deal, at least in terms of rigid trucks. So let's get one for 100k. I don't think I want to upgrade this one. I've been considering it. Well, you know what? Let's quickly do that. I'm just gonna spawn in my own one. So if we go to not pickup, but actually truck, we should find the Tronco that I've been using for the longest time. Do I want to change the paint for this? No, I think I like it as it is. We are gonna have everything in the same color scheme as this truck, just driving around for me. So I'm gonna quickly upload this with everything included. And now let's switch over to the other one that I just bought. And now we browse the entire thing. Oh, that's another almost 250k. Screw it. Oh wait, I'm using parts that I already had, so it's a tiny bit cheaper, but yeah. Perfect copy of my truck. And let's now do this a few more times, because I actually need 3 of them to take in all the slots. I could actually go with 4. So yeah, let's go with 4. I'm not gonna be running my dumpy forever, therefore I can take another one. Ah. And that's just money down the drain, but hey, I have multiple millions, so why not use them? I don't think there's gonna be anything that will get me in trouble money-wise. It's gonna... I'm gonna be good for a while. Especially if I keep making more money. So yeah, that's 4 of them. Last one actually comes in a completely different color scheme. But they are gonna be all the same in a moment. I'm just gonna go in here. Spawn in the next Tronco. Browse the stuff, go to my latest thing here, and it's now actually getting a bit more expensive because I'm running out of spare parts. You know what, now let's drive this out of here because I would actually like to use this in a moment and I need it spawned in. So let's get the next one. Yeah, we are getting closer to the full amount of money. And you know what, I'm gonna actually change out of this vehicle. I don't need this one in particular because, well, I only have 3 spots right now. So one of them is gonna be in storage until I swap out for the other one. Or swap out the dumpy, I mean. And since I don't really need this right now anymore, let's delete it again. Ideally, I would like to do this stuff in without the public workshop. Just having a few private tunes for this thing, but doesn't really matter too much. So let's put these on the road. Just so that they can actually find their way out of here. I'm not entirely sure if they can really maneuver through the parking lot. And I don't really want to find out because I'm just going to be ending up babysitting the whole thing. And the last one. Theoretically, I could also have these run the more advanced goods like cheese pallet, meat boxes, that kind of thing. The only reason I'm not doing that is because I don't have any trucks right now that would be taking care of those factories to keep supplying stuff. And I don't want to have them run on things that will run out eventually. So let's now go into our company menu, and I wish I could sort them out differently. But yeah, here we can see them, so let's take number 121. Should be spawned here, is idle right now. Let's assign the route. Food all. No notification, and that one is on the road. I guess the one with 30 meters on its on its back is gonna be the one that I put back into storage. So I'm gonna be taking only the other ones. And assign the route. Next one is going, or at least trying to. And now to the last one. And that should be it. Back at 10 out of 10 vehicles, and they are hopefully doing me proud. Also, one thing that I can do right now, which is not the worst idea. Since I'm running 3 trucks and they have basically been released at the same time and at the same place, I can go back in here and just give them different locations to go to. For example, I could just send one of them to Gappa. Just like that, and that one is gonna go, and yeah, then just make a turn down over here. And I think the other one of them could be skipping Gappa and just go straight to Liju's supermarket or the Sengdo corn farm. I think that's also too far in that direction. So maybe just a wall pumpkin farm. Are they stuck here? Ah, now they are going. Oh, I guess if I go through or into this menu through the pause menu, then I guess the game is pausing. That's good to know. But yeah, they are on the way now. They should be going to different locations in a moment. I think this one will be going across the bridge here. And the other ones are also gonna split up eventually. Yep, working exactly as they should. And we are going to see what they are gonna do from there. My dumpy should also be doing stuff. It's definitely fully loaded. So that's all working out. And yeah, we're gonna see for everything else. And once again, I'm really only focusing on this stuff for what they can do utility-wise and not really profit. Because the trucks aren't really that profitable, but I'm absolutely fine with that because I get something completely different out of them. So yeah. Oh, also noticing now that apparently they changed the color for the route, so that the one that it's actually on right now seems to be much more highlighted. Can't really see much of a difference over here, but... Or is this... this might just be me. Oh yeah, because... oh yeah. I thought this was a different tint of green, but actually this is just because it's only using this road in one direction, so the other part is from the road color itself. I thought they changed something, but yeah, that's not the case here. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I think we're gonna do another one where we take care of some of the supply chain stuff for the supermarket ourselves, and then also do the Formula SCM stuff, because I want to work for that towards the next event, or at least the next event that I'm planning. But yeah, that's for another video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, have a good one. Until next time, bye bye.